Welcome to the Law Show, John.
Good morning, Brian. Got a question, real capsulated as quick as I can. Bought a property 12 years ago, commercial. Sold it to my son 2 years ago. After not doing anything with it, he put a building on it immediately. Surveyed the property when he first bought it. The neighbor was using his property for parking for their commercial use. And he asked them that their customers park on the other side so he can use it for his parking. Then the owner of the property served him with a lawsuit for adverse possession, and I have interest in the property since I sold it on land contract. Now, we have a owner of a property in Washington who has an LLC for the 2 buildings on the property.
Hey, John.
John. Yes.
Listen, let me just see if I can recapitulate your question. You
yes.
sold the property to somebody on land contract, and that was your son. He put a building
Correct.
on it, and somebody next door is actually using part of his property for parking and has been doing so for how long?
The guy's been there 14 years.
I think...
but he's not the one filing the suit. The guy that owns the property is not the guy that's renting.
Right, well,
so
listen...
actually, somebody's filing suit that's not even using it.
Right. But he owns the property, so he can do that, right? And so we have to challenge him, and you have to get a lawyer that knows what they're doing with real estate, and that would be Justin Grove, and just a couple other lawyers at the Dailey Law Firm. I've been involved in those kinds of things as well. But there's a number of elements of adverse possession, and I think that the year requirement is about 15 years, right? And it sounds
Correct.
like he might be a little short. And you can always try to shorten that up. And one of the things that the people seeking adverse possession do is they try to tack on prior usage under different owners. Okay? So if there was a different owner prior to this owner suing for adverse possession, and he used it for 5 years, they'll try to tack on that 5 years to his 14 years, and then beat I think it's 15 years. But the elements are not only the timing requirement, but also it's got to be use that is actual. They've got to actually use it. It's got to be open and notorious, like in other words, they're not hiding it. And it's got to be exclusive. So if your son was using any of that parking, then it's not exclusive, right? And that's one of the
Correct.
issues that we can talk about, but you need to get right on this. How long ago did they sue you for the adverse possession?
They filed the last August or September.
So you've already got a lawyer.
We got a guy, but he doesn't seem to have any answers to anything.
Well, there's not much worse than getting a lawyer that doesn't have answers, all right? So you need to probably start interviewing other lawyers to find out what needs to be done right now. If you'd like to come in and see us, we'd be happy to sit down and talk with you and give you some ideas. It doesn't mean that we're going to take your case, because we don't like to take cases from other lawyers unless it's absolutely justified. But we won't tell your lawyer that we're meeting with you, and we won't even charge you. And we might decide to take the case if you really need the help, and it sounds like you really need the help, okay?
Yes, sir.
You know how to get a hold of us at the office?
Yes, I do.
All right, call us during regular business hours. We'll have you in this week and sit down and chat about adverse possession and get your piece of property back for you, okay?
Fantastic.
Thanks for calling the Law Show. We're going to